What's up guys, it's Nate. Welcome back to Strength Cycle. Today, I'm gonna show you guys how to do the bench press. Like I said, today we're gonna be doing the bench press, the king of all upper body exercises, or at least that's what a lot of people would have you believe. But it's a good exercise for lots of reasons, and we're going to go over it today. I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's going to be cool, and hopefully you guys will learn something. For beginners, this is going to be a more simple exercise as opposed to, say, the squat or so. But basically, you're going to lay back on the bench. You're going to get a nice arch in your back. A nice arch, but keep your ass on the bench and your shoulder blades on the bench, and you get a nice arch. You want to grip the bar a little bit wider than shoulder width, and that's going to depend on what's comfortable for you. There's no need to go super wide or super close, but in this range, figure out what feels good for you. Then, another key important part here that a lot of beginners miss is flare your lats out. And you might have to unrack the bar first to figure that out. You need to flare your lats out. And this will help protect the shoulder joint too, during the lift. So you want to go down, back up, pause, back up, pause, and back up. Very simple. Here is a key point to remember, and I see 90% of all people in the gym making the same mistake when they bench. Keep your feet planted on the damn floor. Every time you take your feet off and move your feet while you're working, you're wasting energy. You're not providing a firm base to generate force from. You can't generate maximum power when you're loose, when you're moving around like that. So let me demonstrate. This is what you should do and not do. Here's what you should do. Feet planted, take the bar off, and up. And as you get better, you'll be able to drive with your legs while still keeping your ass on the bench. You'll be able to drive with your legs and generate more power. What you should not ever do is this. I see people doing that stupid shit all the damn time. And don't do this, don't. Leave your feet planted at all times. Another point to keep in mind is that you want to tuck your elbows when you're doing this. When you hear guys at a meet or something like that, when they're telling the guy to tuck his elbows, and you keep reading about that, what they mean is this. Untucked elbows looks like this. And what that does, long term, short term, puts a lot of pressure on your chest, helps, to build a big chest. Long term, it can create shoulder problems, because what happens is at the bottom position like this, you're not able to use all your muscles like your lats and your triceps and other things to take the pressure off your shoulders in this position. Your shoulders are in a weak position here with a shitload of weight on them, and it's a position of disadvantage for them, and that can cause injury long term. So part of flaring your lats and tucking your elbows, and tucked elbows means closer to your sides. You don't need to get extreme like this, but it means more tucked like this. And once you get the hang of it, you'll feel it. You need to flare your lats out, tuck your elbows on the way down. And all of that helps use more muscle groups to press the weight, but it also makes the shoulder more stable at the bottom position where it's particularly vulnerable. And this helps with dips too. You wouldn't think it, but flare your lats out on the dips, and in the lower position, it keeps your shoulder from going, rotating back too far, and then again, you're in a position where you've put a lot of pressure and a lot of weight on that shoulder in a position where it's not efficient at moving that level of weight. So keep that in mind. Tuck the elbows. Tuck the elbows. All right, guys, let's recap the bench press. First thing you're going to do, get your hand spacing a little bit wider than shoulder width, but kind of feel around in that area and see what you like. Next, get your arch. Get a nice strong arch, just like I showed you before, just like you can see here, a nice arch. Shrug your shoulders, flare your lats out, unrack the bar. We're going to lower it down to the middle of our chest, about nipple area. We're going to take a small pause, and then we're going to exhale and push the weight up, flaring our lats out, and that's it. Another point, elbows. Keep those elbows tucked. This is not tucked. Tucked is closer down to your sides. The don'ts. Here are the don'ts. Don't move your feet around. Keep your feet planted at all times. It helps provide a firm base to generate power from. 2, don't bring your elbows way out. Keep them down. Keep them tucked. Don't bring them way out like this. 3, do not bounce the weight off your chest. I'm going to advocate doing a pause. Not everybody does. You can do a quick touch and go. I advocate a pause because when I did a small local powerlifting contest, they require a pause. The guy has to give you the up command. And if you're not ready for it, that's going to shave 10, 20 pounds off your bench. And suddenly the numbers you've been bragging to everybody about went from up here to way down here. It's kind of embarrassing. But pause on the chest. And the last one, don't take your ass off the bench. Don't take your ass off the bench. Leave it on the bench at all times. You can get a nice big arch, and the more flexible you are, the bigger of an arch you can get. But your ass and your shoulder blades stay on the bench. Another point, don't let your hands get uneven when you're doing this. And contrary to what you might think, the hand that's lower, if your hands do get uneven, which does tend to happen, you just need to try not to do it. And don't make it a habit. But the lower hand is your dominant hand. Your lower hand is taking more of the weight, and that's what is allowing your weaker hand to rise up more. You're biasing more of the weight to that good side. So your low hand is your strong hand, not the other way around. But like in a powerlifting meet, if your hands are too uneven, they'll red light you and the lift won't count. I know that we're not talking about powerlifting here, but it still applies. You don't want to get uneven when you're doing that weight. Try to keep your hands nice and even. And if you have trouble doing that, you need to lower the weight. It's as simple as that. Lower the weight, take your ego out, and start building from an honest position. And before you know it, your weights will be way up here and you won't even worry about that anymore. Put your ego away, start light, don't let your hands get uneven, don't take your ass off the bench, don't bounce your feet around, and don't bounce the weight off your chest. Alright guys, that's it for the bench press tutorial. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys have success with this lift in the future. Until then, stay tuned to Strength Cycle and check out the new website, www.strengthcycle.com. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, criticisms, leave them in the comments below and I will get to them. And until then, stay tuned to Strength Cycle.